hecking this season's aight. And if that intro didn't shave off too many of your IQ points, I'd like to walk you through fall 2019. I went through all the best shows, read the manga, and conveniently listed each show in the comments. A little star means that I can verify the story is good and something you'll want to pay attention to. So let's start with the sequels. If you're some stinky boomer who's not caught up with My Hero, pretty much everyone else who's read the manga unanimously agrees that this will be the best arc so far. While Season 3 was pretty damn sick, Season 4 will be introducing tons of interesting characters with more interesting powers, and possibly the most hardcore villain we've seen so far. The first half will probably be set up, which is full of these really tense scenes, and the second half is just non-stop action with a ton of different powers clashing. If you skip Season 3, now's the time to catch up. You can watch it on bitch-ass Funimation or pirate it like a normal person. 7 Deadly Sins is coming back, so if you're between ages 8 through 11, that's pretty cool, along with We Never Learn, Sword Art, Food Wars, Psychopaths, and Fate. Now with the sequels out of the way, we can talk about the new stuff. I'm not gonna mess around with you guys, okay? I'm not gonna beat around the meat. Beastars is gonna be the best anime of the season, story-wise. Beastars looks like something not a lot of people can get into, but funny enough, I think there's something for everyone. There's romance, drama, action, character development, and so much more. The story takes place in a world dominated by sentient animals, and while that may sound stupid and gimmicky, it allows the author to create so much depth and complications in the story. I'm purposely being super vague because I'm definitely going to make a video on it. Now the animation is CG, nobody likes CG, but this anime is being directed by Orange, who did Land of the Lustrous, which was beautiful and actually benefited by being made in CGI. You can catch Beastars on Netflix whenever it comes out. Dogun's life takes place in a war-ridden future where weapons have been cybernetically implanted on human beings. These people are referred to as extends. Inui is one such extend with a giant head on his gun. Now I've got a little thing for badass detective problem solver types, and that's exactly what Inui is. Because of his cybernetic implants, he's able to do all sorts of crazy stuff and handle problems that no one else can. Now I can't say that the story is fantastic, but I honestly think it would work better as an anime. There's a few other reasons for you to be watching though. The action's really sick and well thought out for one. Secondly, Inui's all around an awesome main character, and he alone was enough to keep my attention. Since the manga is so brief, you gotta wonder what kind of mysteries they'll run into, the different characters, and so on. My verdict is, if you're into detective dramas and want to see a lot of action, keep your eyes peeled for No Gun's Life. It's directed by the same guy as Overlord and the same scriptwriter from Kino's Journey. The manga isn't that far along, so with these two on board, it could be a really, really fun show. It's also animated by Madhouse, so I'll definitely be watching. Now, normally I like to include a generic isekai with lots of bright colors and generic overpowered main characters to appease some of the 8-year-olds that watch me. But this season, the hero is overpowered but overly cautious is actually refreshingly alright. A goddess in charge of sending heroes to other worlds is going through potential heroes when she finds a dude with absolutely broken stats. After summoning the guy, she realizes that she skipped over one characteristic. He's extremely cautious of everything. The title pretty much tells you everything you need to know. Anyway, you'd think the gimmick would just be, oh, the hero's super suspicious about the enemy, but he was really strong the whole time. And while that's absolutely true for the first couple chapters, the last 4 actually made me laugh twice. I honestly came into the story wanting to hate it, but it really does have potential to be a funny show. It's also nice seeing a main character who doesn't give a shit and defies standard hero tropes. My verdict is, give it about 2 episodes and that'll pretty much tell you if you should or should not be watching. I'll be checking it out, however, I've heard this being compared to Konosuba in terms of comedy, and if anyone says that this is equal in humor, they're either trying to get views or they actually think Instagram humor is funny. Hehe, funny face, funny face. If you're somehow not sick of samurai content by now, Blade of the Immortal is where you're gonna want to be this fall. It's about an immortal samurai who, for his whole life, has been a pretty bad dude. In order to atone for killing 100 good guys, he pledges to kill 1,000 bad guys so he can finally die. Along the way, he encounters a girl who's seeking revenge for a murdered family. As you'd expect, it's pretty hardcore. There's blood, guts, and nuts, pretty much like actual history. The fights are fantastic, there's no flashbacks, no dialogue, just people trying to kill each other. Exactly how it should be. The main character is this sarcastic jackass who can't die, and you really want to root for him. I will say that the story's not anything special. I tried reading this a long time ago and ended up stopping. However, I read a comment saying that the start is really slow, which it was, and that leads me to believe that the story works much better as an anime, especially with all those sick-ass action sequences that are absolute eye candy. Apparently the story's pretty popular. There's a live-action movie, an older anime, 2008 novel, and the manga went on from 1993 to 2012. I'll be checking it out, and so should you. It'll be available on Amazon Prime or via piracy like everyone else. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai has a movie coming out. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a really bad video on it a while back. Anyway, if you haven't seen the trailer, don't watch it. It's probably the worst trailer I've ever laid eyes on. I've never seen so many spoilers so neatly packed into a trailer in my entire life. They tell you shit you don't even need to know. Casually. Don't watch the trailer, just wait for the movie to come out. Like, even the plot twists aren't safe, it's just horrible. It's a horrible trailer. Alright, now we're gonna move on to The Dark Zone. This is an anime that I didn't have a manga for, so I couldn't really make a sound judgment. I mentioned this because last time I said Faragon looks cool, and I'm a bit too irrelevant to ruin my credibility this early in the game. Okay. Crunchyroll released a 7-minute trailer for a new movie called Black Fox, and it looks pretty sick. I'm not going to talk too much because you can just watch it for yourself, but the sound direction, fight animation, and character design all looks insanely good. A lot of people were comparing it to Naruto, but that's just because there's ninjas. Anyway, check out the trailer because between you and I, that shit kind of slaps. There's a Sherlock anime coming out, and initially I just kind of brushed it off because who honestly cares about detective anime? Like, No Gun's Life is cool because, come on, but after watching the trailer, it's pretty clear that Sherlock doesn't take itself too seriously, which I can respect. I couldn't understand what they were saying because they were speaking in Osu, but it was clearly kind of funny. It's made by a production IG, which are the same people from Attack on Titan, The Ancient Magnus Bride, and Psychopaths. I'll give it a shot so my boys don't have to, but if you really want to see it for yourself, check it out. I definitely recommend you watch the trailer. I'm just gonna run through some OVAs real quick, so if you don't know, now you know. Violet Evergarden has an OVA coming up apparently about a side story. Woo! The Girl from the Other Side is a really pleasant story that I wasn't expecting. It comes from the author of Magnus Bride and carries a lot of similarities. The world is split into two people. Those who are on the inside and those who aren't. People from the outside are said to be cursed. As a result, they're hunted down and killed before they can spread the curse. This is a story about a girl and her teacher from the outside. At times it's really wholesome and other times it's sad as hell. The teacher watches over the girl and sometimes agonizes over her well-being, and other times shit really goes down, like people die and stuff. It's just an OVA, so I'd recommend you watch it to see if you're interested and then read the manga, which is sadly incomplete. I liked it, there's cool visuals and stuff. Re Zero's back for an episode, so if you enjoy being cucked, that's cool. But I think it's indicative of a second season in winter. I'm just clearing this up because for like 3 months I thought the second season was on. I thought it was good to go. But you know what they say. Fun fact, did you know that cats have fewer toes on their back paws? Fucking idiots. Am I right? Here's another one. Did you know that it's scientifically proven that if you're closing this video right now, you're a bitch? Not my words, not my words, it's science. If you're still here and got something out of this video, just comment about what you're watching and fall, or pass this video down to one of your friends. Either way, it helps me out more than you'd think.